Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond the Bottle. I am very excited for today. This is, episode number 4, I think. This is awesome. And I really, really cannot wait to have you guys meet Dr. Ashley Cham. I am very, very excited. I'm excited to hear her story. I was just telling her I actually don't know her story of how she started doTERRA. And as always, like the reason I'm doing these, you guys, is because I just really want to share real stories from people who are building a doTERRA business and truly creating an impact and have this business that has changed their lives. So I can't wait to dive in. Dr. Ashley, thank you so much for being here. How the heck are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. And thank you for doing this. I'm excited I saw Danny's video and I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. Thank you for, saying yes and doing this.
Thank you. It's been super fun just getting to know everyone's stories, and hopefully the people who are watching this will connect with someone, you know what I mean, on these. So as I say in every video, like if you guys connect with Dr. Ashley or you vibe with her and you want to connect with her, reach out to me and I will make sure to put you in touch with her, as well as anyone else that you guys see me interviewing on these videos. So let's dive in. Dr. Ashley, first of all, before we just like jump into the questions, just tell her, like, where do you live? Do you have a family? A little bit about yourself.
Yes. So I live in Louisville, Kentucky. And I have 2 boys, Atlas and Ace. Atlas is 8 right now. Ace is 6 and no teeth right now. he just lost his 2 front teeth, like literally within 1 day of each other. So it's very funny.
Yeah. Ella just lost her front tooth 2 days ago.
They're so cute. And he's like, can't say words like the same. And my husband thinks it's so funny, but I'm like, please just leave him alone. He's having
Doesn't he look like a different person? Like I keep looking at her. I'm like, you look completely different.
Like, who are you? Who are you? Where did you come from? Yeah. So Omar, Atlas, Ace, and we live in Louisville, Kentucky. I've practiced as a women's health nurse practitioner for the last 18 years. And I love all things women's health and women's empowerment and holistic healing and all of that. So
love that. You're an amazing doctor. You guys, she speaks at doTERRA events all the time. She's very sought after and just a wealth of knowledge. So okay, but before we dive into the doctor and your profession and stuff like that, like before, because you've been a doctor for such a long time, like how did doTERRA come into your life? Like, how did this even start? Was it the products? Was it the business? Like, how did that happen?
Definitely products. And I had a friend who was also a massage therapist. I know she used oils in me in the massage, but she tried to introduce me to the oils before, and I was just like, that's cute. But I was like, I wasn't opposed to them. My knowledge was extremely limited. I thought that they were just for funsies and smell goods and, fragrant. I had no idea about therapeutic benefits and things like that. So, I grew up like my family, my grandmother was born on a Native American reservation. Like I'm all in with holistic things. I just had no knowledge of essential oils at all. So, over time, I just kept saying no, but
she kept trying.
Yeah, she was, trying. And I had a pretty significant women's health issue that I did not like my medical options. And at the time, I was, heading into my late 20s. And I was just like, I don't like the 2 options they're giving me. There has to be something different. So I asked Adriana, like, so what do you got for fibroids?
Love it.
Can you help me? Yes or no? And she was like, oh yeah. And then she rattled off this protocol. And I'm like, she's crazier than I thought she was. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, these oils and they'll relax you and do all those things. Whereas another, if you're talking about, oh, this can really help me with my issue.
Piqued your interest, huh?
It did. And so I enrolled only because of frankincense. That was my first order. I bought a bottle of frankincense solely because I knew they gave it to baby Jesus. And if it was good enough for him, it was good enough for me. So
yes.
That bottle of frankincense changed my entire life. And I think it made me get serious about researching the power of essential oils and what science even says about them and what they can do.
Mhm.
And I think that was another thing that pulled me into doTERRA, was like the commitment to nature plus science. Like those two together was like makes my heart so happy. So
I love that.
but it still took me like 5 years to say yes to the business.
5 years. Okay, so that's a perfect transition because I'm sitting here going, okay, like as most of the leaders, as you guys are now watching these interviews and seeing, almost every single person had no intention of doing the business or even knew there was a business side. They came in for health, for the products, because that's how doTERRA rolls. We have amazing products. So how did that happen? How did the transition happen of you deciding to educate other people?
I will tell you that I don't regret things in life. Typically, I think I believe that everything is a lesson and you grow from it. The one thing I regret in life is that I did not start my business sooner.
Wow.
I do.
Wow.
I do. So I, of course, Adriana continued to like, hey, you should share this stuff. And I think after seeing the results that I had, I was, again, very intrigued. And I also had patients at that time that were starting to ask me questions. This is pre-COVID. Ask questions about holistic options. Like, what can I do to help balance blood sugar? Or what can I do to help with like weight management or cholesterol levels? Like, what is there anything that I can take? And I'm like, omegas, like I don't know, like I just didn't have options for them. And so I think I started sharing because I had the experience I had and people were asking questions, and in a season where I was deep diving into research. So I'm like, oh, these things would be helpful for this, or you can rub this to help calm your nervous system and support this and support digestion and all of that. And so I'm seeing things work for people, and so that's building my confidence. But I was terrified to teach a class. So yes, I was horrified. Now, this is coming from, because, I know that everyone watches this won't know me, but I started doing pageants in my early 20s. I have done public speaking in front of thousands of people. I've been on runways and modeled in other countries and all of these things. But the thought of me standing up in front of 10 people to teach about essential oils made me want to vomit.
I had no idea. I would have never guessed that ever.
Yeah. And so I was terrified to not know the answer if someone asked me something or like say the wrong thing. And so for the first year, also let's be honest, this is my third crack at the business. Okay. So the first time, I did kind of what like Alicia Edeby talks about in terms of like the ineffective cycle of how we build, right? And I was just like, I did a whole lot of work with not a lot of results, and I don't think that this can work for me. So I stopped. And then there was also the time where the like themed roller bottle class, I can't even get it out.
Yeah,
those were like
make and take classes.
Yeah, those make and takes were like big. So I started doing some of those, was seeing some success, was getting some enrollments. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how this would work. And then I got pregnant with Ace, and I had hyperemesis. I was sick as a dog for like the first like 4 months of my pregnancy. So I'm like, I got to step back.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, I knew I was coming back. Like I knew that I was coming back to it because I felt like there was something here. And so Ace was born. We enter COVID season, and out comes this email about US Founder 2.0. And I was like, what is this? So I started, as I do, researching and like trying to understand like what it would take to achieve that, and also what it would mean like financially. Like what does that look like? Will
you tell everyone, because most people aren't going to know what our founders position is? Will you tell them super briefly like what doTERRA announced and what that was?
Yeah. So the original founders were like, I think there was a time period by which you had to hit like the rank of gold, I think. And like whoever made that got essentially an equity position in the company. So, and they've been rocking it out. Okay. So basically, from the 1 billion to 2 billion mark, those original founders were gracious enough to say, oh, we don't need that money. Let's bring in a new, wave of leadership and offer that equity position to others. And so this time there was 1,000 point, I don't even know what you say.
It's like a point system, yeah.
Point system that you had to achieve 1,000 points in these different categories and areas like enrollments, rank advancements, people on your team hitting new ranks. I don't remember what they all were, but once you got to that 1,000 points, you could secure this equity position for yourself. Going forward into the future. And so the way I understood it, like that could be a really incredible opportunity.
Was that the pivotal moment when you were like, because I feel like most people, a lot of them don't hit the ground running. They're like, could this work? Is this real?
Yeah.
And so I'm noticing there has been a lot of like pivotal moments where they have this like aha moment, and then we're like, okay, this is real, and I'm going all in. Was that moment for you?
That was it. That was it. And so I actually remember reaching back out to Adriana, like, hey, I got this email. Is it too late for me? Like, am I too late in the game? Because in my mind, this was going to go really fast and, those slots would fill up and it would be over.
I don't think doTERRA was counting on the worldwide pandemic to happen.
None of us were. Yeah, it was life altering. So she's like, no. And she had actually just come back from Prague with Elise Chedevi, and we did the back to basics. And I launched in July of 2020.
Wow.
And it was on, and it took me 2 years because I went through a lot. Like life changed a lot. I went through a divorce. Like I had my business partner back out of my, my practice. And, I'm so thankful that I had doTERRA because it helped to stabilize things when I was really uncertain about what was going on. So, the founder thing was what made me say, let's go. And so, yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And I didn't know that about you either. So, okay. So then you obviously went ham, you went all in.
Oh, that's what I didn't finish saying. She drove because she lived like 45 minutes from here. Like she would drive here for my classes. And I would say, oh, thank you so much for coming. Here's Adriana. And I would go sit down for like a year because I was so scared to teach. And finally, she just kicked me off the ledge and was like, you have to do this. Like, I cannot keep driving.
And y'all, this woman speaks on stage. Like, that's why I'm just like, wow, you're such an eloquent, amazing teacher. I just would have never guessed you had that. Yeah. You had that fear, especially because of your medical background. Like, so terrifying. I feel like you're humanizing it. But that actually, I'm going to switch my question that I was going to ask you, because some, like, say there's a stay-at-home mom, like I was watching this, and they're like, oh, well, Dr. Ashley's the doctor. Of course she can be successful. What would you say to that for the average person that doesn't have a medical background?
You don't need that. You don't need that. I will tell you that like 95% of the people that have enrolled and bought into this business do not care about the science. They want to know what can help support the wellness of their families, what can help with these different pain points that they have. Rarely is someone coming to me like, I want to understand the research of sesquiterpenes and myrrh. Like, can you talk to me about that? And like before they like that just does not happen.
No, you're right.
It doesn't happen. And so, and also to be frank, like I think a lot of people thought that I was building my business through my practice. And for the first couple years before my partner left the practice, she was not like all about the oil. So I didn't even hardly talk to patients. Like I would talk to them about it, but not like sell it to them. Wow. I would maybe like give them a sample. But I was not enrolling patients like that because she was just really not on board. So, and I was trying to be like, on the team, right? Team player and stuff. So, no, it literally was like me saying, I'm going to do this, asking reaching out to my entire network, asking friends and family to host classes for me, so that I could get the word out about these amazing gifts of the earth. And that's how I built.
Love that. So even with like, and I'm so glad you answered in that way, because I just want people to know you don't have to have the medical background to still build a successful business, you know. And yes, of course it helps her and she can continually educate, you know, her customers and things like that, but you don't need it to still build.
Exactly.
So I love that. So, okay. So let me ask you this then, because you are, you know, so successful in your practice and everything, like, why do you love doTERRA as a business? Like how has it changed your life? What do you see for doTERRA as the future? Because you are still a doctor. Like what's the difference and why do you love the business model?
There's a lot of things that I love. And I would say the heart of hearts, what I love most is, number one, I say one thing personal, one thing like outside of my family. Within my family, it has empowered us to be more well, you know, just in general. It empowers us to have tools at our fingertips when things happen. Like, I believe, obviously, in the medical model, it's necessary at some times. But I would say in my house, 90% of the things that pop up, we have an oil for that, you know?
Hence our motto, right?
Exactly. And it's so true. So I'm thankful for that. Like, as a woman that has significant health issues in my family history, it gives me tools to try to protect myself and to be proactive, right? Just to be well. As a mom, it helps me to have tools to support my children, whether it's for, you know, their immune system, or being able to lock in and focus at school, whether it's like, oh, we have a boo-boo, like what can we put on it that's not going to burn your skin? You know, like all of those things. That toolkit is it's priceless. It really is priceless. And then I think from a business standpoint, it has gifted me an opportunity to serve people, especially women, moms, in a way with tools, without side effects, that just help them have that same experience, you know. And that, I think, in this world that we live in, you know, people feeling like they have control over their bodies and control over their wellness is so extremely important, that they have tools that they can use and not have to rely on a system that is fully commercialized. You know, it is a business. And I think to give people the tools to not have to rely on that solely for their future health and wellness that's a gift for me, to see people's, like, you know, lights come on, like, oh my gosh, I could use this for this and this and this, and that, you know, would help me and my family and all kinds of things. That part is amazing. The other piece of that is what I call the dough bubble, and that's like our family and the community. I think also this is a season in life where people are looking for like-minded people to be in close proximity to. You know, I think about friends that I have, like you and Danny, and like people from across the United States and outside of this country that I would have never met outside of this bubble. And it's so beautiful. And at a time when it feels like the world is on fire, it is beautiful to look out and see these souls of, you know, other people who are focused on the same thing, trying to help people, trying to empower them and help them heal, and all of those things. It's so heartwarming and also settling to know that there are other people out there trying to do this work as well. So I know that was a long answer.
No, I love that. I love that. While the world's on fire, we have these doTERRA balls of light everywhere. Like, it's just so true. It's so powerful. And so
the bubble.
It is. I love that you call it the doTERRA bubble. That's amazing, because it is. We like have such a good community, and that was such a great answer. So, okay, so to wrap up, like, if someone's, you know, sitting here and they're watching this and they're like, you know, where would I even begin? Can I do this? Is this real? Like, what would you say for that person that's watching right now?
It is real, you know. It is, it's worth it. I will not sit here and say that this business is totally easy. I'm not, that's not true. It requires persistence, it requires commitment. But I have never seen someone enter this business fully committed to do what needs to be done, actually stick to that, and fail. So if you are interested, at least take the step and reach out to whoever shared this video with you. Reach out to them and ask questions. Learn about the products. The products are top notch. They are unmatched worldwide. I will say that comfortably as a member of the Science and Medical Education Committee, unmatched globally. Our products are amazing. The compensation plan is amazing. Like, the community that we have is amazing. So whatever it is that you're looking for, there is a place for you here. Trust me, there is a place for you here. So we're gonna steal a phrase from Nike: just do it. Just do it. Decide what it is that you're after, make a commitment to put the time in and the energy in, grab hands with some people that know what they've been in the game a little bit longer, and just go for it.
Love that. Love that. That's going to be my like quote, like just the Nike quote, just do it. Oh my God. Isn't she awesome, you guys? I am so thankful and gracious. I know you're so busy. So thanks for coming on and enlightening and connecting with, I'm sure, a whole bunch of women who are going to watch this. So thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching episode number 4 of Beyond the Bottle. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.